Today I'll show you how I made these 5 cards with Nautical theme. One of them was made using very basic supplies and the other ones get a bit more elaborate as we go. This is a different kind of video though. Some of you asked me to tell you a little bit about myself, and it's March. March traditionally is March Meet the Maker. It's when us creators tell you a little bit about ourselves. So I thought I would share a little. I did speed this video up by a lot, so you can slow it down in case you want to see in detail. But this is me. And this is me and my husband. I am Brazilian. I have loved arts and crafts since I was a child, and I'm gonna show you a few pictures of things that I used to do. These are vellum cards, handmade soap bars, and candles and bath salts and all that kind of stuff. Once I moved to Ireland about 9 years ago, I kind of shifted to paper crafts because I thought that would take less space than the rest of the stuff that I did before. Oh boy, I think I fooled myself with that one. I think I was hoping that would be the case. But I've always loved paper crafts and I've always made cards since I was a kid. And I just fell in love with the new products and the new ways of doing it. Because when I did do it back when I was a teenager in Brazil, it was very hands on. Like, we didn't have dyes or pre-cut anything. We would have to do everything by hand ourselves. So I fell in love with the new, easier ways that you can actually create cards nowadays. I also have a bachelor's degree in arts. I've always been a very artistic person. I love arts and crafts in all its forms, even though I'm not great at some of it, like drawing or painting. It's not really my cup of tea. I love arts. I really appreciate everything that other people do, and I follow loads of people, different people on social media, people who do different things. More recently in my life, I have mentioned in a couple of my videos for the new people who have signed up to my channel recently, about 2 or 3 years ago, I started feeling very anxious. I suffer with anxiety. That's like a lifelong struggle. And I started having some problems in my personal life, and that affected my work. I used to work with retail, and I had burnout about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. And at the same time, I lost my father in law. That was very, very tough for me because I realized that I was spending too much time at work, not enough time with my family. At the time, my mom's breast cancer had returned. This is the second time she has it. And every time I would talk to her online, I would be like terrified and very worried about her because she seemed to have no energy. So losing my father-in-law kind of pushed me to leave my job and come back to Brazil to spend some time here with her, with my mom, while she undergoes her treatment. And she's great now. She's way better since I came here. They reduced her meds, so she's feeling way better. She's eating better, and she's going out more. And I have been better myself. I got pretty sick when I had burnout, and I've been recovering, and it's been just a blessing to be here. Now, for this channel, I created it when I left my job, and I was hoping it would be a way for me to connect with more crafters, to show my work and my techniques, especially with vellum, that I'm very passionate about, and just to connect. I miss having a community, and I find that the crafters community is formed by loads of kind and generous people and fun. And it's just a community I absolutely love and adore. At the moment, I'm still unemployed. I'm still figuring out what to do next. So I'm not gonna lie, this channel could actually help me if it works. So fingers crossed for that. But regardless of money income stream, I am very, very happy to meet new people and make new friends and help people with some hints and tips once in a while, even. But when I say that I really appreciate each one of you, I really, really do. I never thought that 1 year after I started my channel, I have almost 2,000 subscribers already. And some of you are so, so lovely. You always leave me comments. And please feel free to leave me questions if you want to know something more specific about me. I tend to overshare. I have no filters, so I will try to watch myself, but feel free to ask wherever you want to know, and I might overshare, so I apologize in advance. The last thing I would like you to know about me is that I am extremely shy when it comes to voiceovers and videos. This has been quite a challenge for me being on camera. My first videos, you can probably see me shaking on screen. And I thought maybe I would try to do like a front facing video telling you about me for this one. But then at the end, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to show them how I made these cards and I'm just going to talk to them because I am stuttering while I'm recording this all by myself alone in my bedroom. Imagine if I face the camera. I don't think I'm at the point yet. I wish I could, but I'm not that brave. I will try one day, I promise. The other thing I would like to say is that I mentioned that some of you are nice, but all of you are so nice for taking your time, for subscribing. Like, I really appreciate it. It's just that some of you are extra nice and send me private messages and make these lovely comments and send well wishes and prayers for me and my mom. Oh, I also believe I promised in one of my previous videos a health update. My medical exams actually went great. I'm very happy with them. I do have, I believe, gastritis, so I'm taking some meds for that. And my cholesterol is also a bit high, so I have to watch out for that. I put on a lot of weight because of the stress this past 4 or 5 years with the pandemic and everything. So I need to try to get rid of some of that. And but I really appreciate your well wishes, your concerns, and your prayers. And I really appreciate each one of you. And I wish you all the best always. I hope wherever you are, you get to spend some time with your family, your loved ones, and craft and just be happy. And that you can also find the sense of community that I absolutely love in our crafty community and be there for each other, and I'm always here for you if you need someone to chat. I do have an Instagram account. You can always send me a message there. My account is a bit abandoned at the moment. I haven't really posted anything, but I left the account on so people can contact me if they want to. Thank you. Thank you so, so much for this 1 year of crazy chatty videos and for sticking with me. And I really, really appreciate you. While I've been blabbing away, I showed you how I made the first card. It's very flat. You can make it with circle dies and a sentiment, and that's it. And it would still have, well, and I used the paper punch as well. So you'd still have the nautical feeling, the reference is there, but you could do it with whatever you have in your stash if you have a die cut and circle dies. Now here I'm going to be using this Spellbinder die set for all of the other cards. Those are going to be my main decorating elements. I am coloring them very fast on screen. I wish I could color this quickly in real life. But you can see the details if you slow it down. I am not a great colorist. I kind of make do with what I have. And it's not something that I love doing. I quite often use ink blending instead of pencils or markers. But for this one, I thought the markers would be quicker. So I die cut everything out of white. That saves me a lot of time in choosing scraps to die cut from specific colors, and then I can just color very quickly and call it done. This one, I am using a kind of wooden cardstock. I got these wooden sheets years ago. I worked for Disney Cruise Lines, and we won a visit to one of the chocolate factories, I believe in Nassau in the Bahamas. And they gave us at the end some of the chocolates that we got to make during the visit in a box, a wooden box, a wooden cigar box. And these papers, they were inside. They're very, very thin, but you can just use a wooden pattern paper instead if you want to recreate something like it. And I'm just using it because I have it here. I never used it before. And I didn't try to die cut the circle with it, so I die cut a white circle out of a scrap piece of paper, and it's gonna be hidden by the circle frame anyways, so it works. And I chose 3 or 4 elements to decorate each one of them, a bit of embellishment, call it done. The next one, it's gonna be a shaker card, so I'm stepping it up a little bit further. And it's the same idea as the previous one, but you will barely see me using one of those cello bags, the cello bags that we use to put the cards into. That's where I'm using to cut my plastic, my clear plastic out of. And I cut it kind of off screen. Sorry for that. But you're going to believe me that it's there. And that's what's going to hold. I actually don't have acetate at the moment. I have to buy some, but I don't have any to use on shaker cards. So that's what I'm doing. I am using a bit of masking paper to mask a circle and ink blend it. I will list all of the supplies I can find down on the information box. But I am also using a stamp set for the sentiments. There, it's an older one. I bought it when I lived in Ireland, and I might not be able to find it, but I'll try to see if I can find something else that is similar, and I'll try to link it for you. I love this die set. It's my first time using it. I absolutely adore it. It's gorgeous for seeing building, and there's so much that comes in it. I decorated 4 different cards. It could have been 5 different cards. I just used a lot on the last one. You see it soon. Wait, this is just a shaker card. I'll try to link. I have a video that teaches you how to make all different kinds of shaker cards with clear elements. And it's an older video. The sound is not that great, but I'll link it in the information down below as well in case you struggle with shaker cards or you want more ideas. For the next one, I'm going to make it into a spinner element. And I've done this before as well. I might link the videos as well in case you want to see more ideas. I believe it was for Christmas last year. This is very, very easy to make. You're going to need a card base and a front panel. From that front panel, I am placing my element so I can center it and see where the center needs to be. I'm going to die cut a tiny circle and then use a circle dot in one of my smaller circle elements. That one is going to be hidden inside. And then I'm going to peel that off and use the big circle background that I want at the front of my card. Once you spin it, you can see that the other one spins as well because they're linked and sandwiched together with that dot adhesive. You can also use a button or just cut some layers of cardstock and pile them up. That's the whole mechanism. And when you spin it, you can see the arrow spins. And then you can decorate it however you want. I'm just using glue, no dimensional adhesive except for the one in the center. And then I also added a layer of just fun foam behind my window frame. I'm going to die cut it now, and I'm going to add this to my element. And then now there I have my decoration there. You can actually see it spinning. I was spinning it before, but you couldn't tell. I love cards with interactive features, and I tend to gravitate around them. Like, I don't know, like I started with making a flat card, and I'm thinking, you know what, I can make this more interesting. And you see, the last one is so convoluted, but that's just how my brain works, I guess. And I try to do this in all the videos. I try to start with the quickest, easiest, the most simple idea, and then build up, because then you have loads of ideas to choose from. And sometimes maybe some of you are also like me and like cards that have more different features, right? So this one spins very, very easily, and I think it's very cute. I was going to try and use sentiments in different languages because I'm bringing these cards to a cruise that I'm making at the end of this month. I'm going to, and I think that the sentiments are going to be useful to the crew. And for this one, I'm going to need 2 card bases, a front panel, and then the decorations. I am trimming just a tiny bit of one side of those card bases so they can fit inside each other, and it's going to be a trifold card at the end. Show you more about that later. So here you can see how I'm going to fit them. The front is going to be the longer side, and then the back, the very back, is also going to be the longer side. The shorter ones will be inside so they can meet better. Now I'm going to choose a die to cut a window out of my front panel and the front layer of my card base. I am just running them through my die cutting machine together, and it's going to die cut both of them. I was so shocked and delighted to see that they actually die cut through both of them. But I have a metal plate that I run with my Sizzix die cutting machine, and I think that's the one to blame for it. I use it every time I don't want those lines inside of my card. This one, I didn't want those, the die cutting lines that you have on your plates. Sometimes they were being printed and I didn't want it. So I ran it through with my plate because of that. But not only they were beautiful, but I cut from both panels at the same time. Very happy. I will try to list that metal plate in case you're interested. I bought it a long time ago. I don't know if they're still being sold, but if they are, they're very good for intricate dies. And the only downside is that they warp your clear plates, the ones you use on top, pretty bad. And sometimes they will even crack them. So I try to avoid using them. I only use this metal plate when I really have no other option. But they are great. Now I'm just going to assemble my last card and put everything together. So I'm gluing that navy front panel onto my front section of the card base, and then I'm gluing the other card base in the back. That's going to make it into a trifold. Then I decided to add another panel to the inside, just so I can ink blend it. But you don't need to. You could ink blend on the section that is going to fold on the inside, and that's it. I just thought it would be easier if I use another panel. Everything is doubled down. It's a very chunky card, but it works for me. Again, I'm adding my sentiment to the front, but I have loads of space to add more my own message on the inside. I am going to have an inside sentiment as well. I also glued my anchor to the inside because I had it left and I wanted to use all the elements. Here I'm just marking where I need to ink blend the sky and where I need to ink blend kind of the beach area. So I just placed my pen on the inside, marked it with a pencil. I want the sky to be visible from the opening, the circle. So everything above that mark, that line, it's going to be my sky, and everything below it will be the beach. I am using, again, a little bit of masking paper and a cloud stencil, a little bit of kind of blue ink, but you can build the scene however you want, use whatever elements you have. I'm just going to erase that line before I do the bottom half, and then I'll list things I'm using on the information box as well. I did it very quick, very simple, because I'm going to add a sentiment to the bottom part as well. So I didn't add too much detail. I just used a sand color. Gina K has one that it's called, I believe, Sandy Beach, which is perfect. I didn't need to do much. And I'll stamp my sentiment and then glue it to the inside. I had to trim it down a little bit off camera as well. As I said, that inner section is a little bit shorter, so you can close better. So I also trimmed just a hair off the panel. And then now I can just glue down my elements, and I think it looks pretty cute at the end. I added on top of the elements of the die cut thing, I had already die cut and left over from other cards, from previous cards, some clouds, some white fluffy clouds, and some birds. I also used a circle to die cut a sun, and I kind of hid it behind the navy space of my front panel. So when you open the card, all you can see from the front is basically the palm trees. But once you open the card, you can see a lot more. Because I built a scene on this card, I'm not really using that many embellishments at the end. I really love how it looks, and I think it looks very cute and sweet, and like that's where I wish I could meet all of you, at a beautiful beach somewhere that it's not too hot, not too sunny, and that we could craft together and just enjoy life. And these are our final 5 cards. I hope you enjoyed these ideas. Please let me know in the comment if you have any suggestions, anything else. I am planning to make some Mother's Day cards for my next video. If you have any requests, let me know. Happy crafting. Bye.